Good morning, this is Mona, and this is my morning view. Today, winter edition 2026, 29 degrees, burr. Winter edition 2026. I think it's the last day of winter. Like tomorrow at like 10 a.m.-ish, it's going to be officially spring. I will note that when the temperature rises. Right now, it is still winter, and it is fighting tooth and nail to stay winter. So, all right. Today it is Thirsty Thinking Thursday. Thirsty Thinking Thursday is the day that I have been devoting to this pseudo quasi note taking. My notes are they're not well studied deep dive notes. They are, let's throw these together so that there's something on a piece of paper that says, I'm not winging it. But these morning views really are my morning view. The thought that I'm thinking in the morning, the thoughts that I'm out here with the dog. And last week, there was no Thirsty Thinking Thursday per se, as in notes or anything, because I was just giving you an update on the dog, because she had her x-rays last week. And so we were giving that note of, we're trying to figure out what's going on. And I gave you the vet's, it wasn't really a diagnosis, it was just a review. It was a review of the x-rays. And so no cancer, no broken bones. And so that's awesome. However, we're still coming to what is causing this and how do we make it better. And so that's what last week's Thirsty Thinking Thursday was about. But we are still in the continuation of a series that I started. And it was on Philippians 4:8, the words in Philippians 4:8, those things that we need to think about, right? So, all of a sudden I was like, there's that word, need, we need, we should, we need. I was telling my daughter this week that somebody should on me, and I should on myself more than I should. More than I need to, more than I would like to admit I should on myself. And so no shoulding. There will be no shitting here. So but these are things that Paul instructs believers to fill their mind with, things that are our next word. So I'm going to stop right there. All right, so before we move forward, let me talk about, if you have not seen from the beginning of this series on Philippians 4:8, which it is not titled as such, the first video starts with the word true. So you just go back into my files and you find the word true, Thirsty Thinking Thursday, and you will know that that is the beginning of that series. Didn't plan the titles out perfectly. This is the real R-E-A-L, not the R-E-E-L. So you won't find those on Facebook. Why? Because Facebook takes them down after 30 days. I had done 10 years of content on Facebook, and the different times that Facebook changed how they were doing things and what buttons to push and where to go, and I wasn't wearing my glasses when I was, ending it, so not realizing that it was ending in 30 days at times. And so when I finally figured that out, I had already lost quite a bit of content. And so Facebook really wasn't the safest place for my videos to be. And I originally wanted to do YouTube, but Facebook was easier. So I took the easy way out. And then this last year, they decided they were going to discontinue keeping videos past 30 days. So what happened is I had to download what I had, what was still left. And so the ones that I have downloaded, they're about, I would say maybe 9 years of content that I downloaded last year. Have not uploaded those yet. And so I started YouTube last March. So I actually have a year's worth of YouTube videos available. So if you don't see this one, you can peruse them from a whole year ago, which is awesome. Now, don't know if YouTube is always going to do that. They may, in 10 years, decide they're not going to keep videos either. I don't know. But for now, this is what we have. All right, so today we are talking about Philippians 4:8. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report. If there is any virtue or anything praiseworthy, think on these things. So, like I was saying before, Paul instructs believers to fill the mind with things that are praiseworthy, to promote peace and maintain focus on the Lord, so that you can call it's a call to alignment in our thoughts and actions with spiritual excellence. That is a quote straight off of Google. You think I was witty enough to come up with that? Well, sometimes I am. Sometimes I am witty enough to come up with things like that. But not in the morning. Not in the morning. All right. So today our last word of this series is praiseworthy. I'm not sure what next week is going to bring. We will see. And I don't even know if I'm going to continue doing it like this, because I am more apt to think that I'm going to continue my, I can't walk with my glasses on. I'm going to continue to do my morning view as a, I'll think of the word, it's an impromptu thing that I do in the morning while I'm out here with the dog. And to try to introduce notes during this time it's not conducive for my lifestyle right now. So my thought is to have something separate that I would do maybe once a week, and work on some notes sometime, but not on my Sabbath. Because I do need time to rest. And I only get, I get a half a day on Sunday because church is in the morning. So half a day on Sunday. Saturday is my work day. That's the day when I get everything done at my house, because I work Monday through Friday. So, yeah, it's not something that I probably will continue doing it like this. But for right now, we will continue doing it like this. All right, so praiseworthy. Praiseworthy is our word. What does praiseworthy mean? It means desiring of approval, honor, or high esteem. It aligns with God's character. And I'll read my chicken scratch. Yeah. Oh, his character, his commands, and his virtues. Okay. I didn't have the word his there, but that's what that was supposed to be. So it's commendable. It's commendable. It's laudable. You know that L-A-U-D, laudable. My pronunciation. I know, elocution lessons. It's meritorious, admirable, exemplary, incredible. So, Those are some synonyms. Chrysanthemum, aluminum, aluminum. Those words. All right. So, commendable is worthy of praise. So it's commendable. Laudable is deserving praise for praiseworthy efforts. Meritorious. Now I think of meritorious. I think of meritorious promotion in the Marine Corps. Oh, I wanted one of those so bad. I could taste it. Always just missed it by the skin of my teeth. Anyways, it was deserving reward or praise. Because somehow it was just better to have it on paper that it was meritorious than that you got it through other means. Admirable, deserving respect or approval. Exemplary, serving as a worthy model. And credible, worthy of applause or esteem. So when I think of these words, worthy, having worth or excellence, so praiseworthy, and in context with Paul, that's the end of my notes, so the rest is the wing in it. Dropping my phone. When Paul was calling believers to a higher standard of thought process, that renewing of the mind, that bringing every thought captive. I put them all together. There's scriptures throughout, the different New Testament about renewing of our mind and bringing our thoughts captive. And I culminated it all into this one space, Philippians 4:8, when Paul tells us to whatsoever things are true, God's truth, not our circumstances. God's truth, what God says is true about the circumstance, not what your eyes and your experience is feeling about that circumstance. Pure, unadulterated, not mixed with anything. Just, God's scale of justice. He doesn't like unjust scales. And God is a just God. And that's why he doesn't rain fire and brimstone on your enemies all the time, because if he holds them accountable to the same standard, he would have to hold you accountable to that standard. Because a lot of times we miss applying Jesus' blood to our lives because we don't think we did anything wrong, but in reality we may have possibly done something we should not have done, and it catalyzed into something else. Different story. Okay, so just, noble or righteous, that holding yourself to a higher standard. Lovely, the positive things in life, the things that make you smile, things that bring you joy. Good report. The 10 spies, they gave a report that was factual. They gave a factual report, but it was not a good report. Only Jacob and Joshua brought a good report. And through Jacob and Joshua, the two witnesses that were needed to move forward, Israel decided to believe the bad report. And it cost them not only the promised land, but their lives. They only lived for 40 years. They all died before they entered into the promised land. Only those people that were under 20 years old were allowed to go into the promised land. So I don't know if that was the age of voting. I don't know. But anybody that was under 20, I guess because they're more susceptible to being told what is right and what is wrong by their family members. I don't know. But it was those that were under 20, and Jacob and Joshua. Caleb and Joshua. Oh, I keep wanting to say their name together. Try to say Caleb before you say Joshua, and it doesn't come out. But when you say Joshua before Caleb, it comes out Jaleb. The real Real. All right. So, when you're looking at good report, the things that give God honor and glory in the report, not the fear, not the anxiousness. There was another word that I used last night. It was fear, anxiousness, and something else. And I said, are those words that describe God's character? And it was like, no, they're not. And I'm not talking about the fear of the Lord, which is a different type of fear. But when you're bringing your report on those standards, it's not going to be a good report. Okay, that diagnosis that you got doesn't need to be the prognosis. Okay, so we believe the good report, right? And then if there is any virtue, if there be anything praiseworthy, think on these things. He's telling you how the brain will operate in order to have peace and to align yourself with the character of God. Now, are your thoughts commendable? Are they worthy of praise? Are they deserving praise for a praiseworthy effort? Are they deserving of respect or approval? Are they serving as a worthy model? Are they worthy of applause or esteem? Think about these thoughts. Are they worthy of that? If your thoughts are worthy of that, awesome. But if your thoughts are not worthy of that, you're exchanging peace for fear and anxiety. That's what you're exchanging it for. Is your peace not worthy of your thoughts? A lot of people that I talk to want to stay in their fear and anxiety because it's comfortable. And they don't want to do the work to bring peace. And the biggest part of bringing peace is Philippians 4:8. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure you go over to YouTube, Mona E. Harrison. You'll see my white hair. You'll see my beautiful face. You'll know you're in the right spot. And subscribe, like, share, comment, both on Facebook and YouTube. And when you get to YouTube, hit notifications. That way you'll know when I'm on. All right. So, yeah, that's all I have for you today. And tomorrow for some of you, I know you look forward to Feisty Friday. So we'll work on Feisty Friday. No thoughts about it right now. Probably no thoughts tonight. Maybe no thoughts in the morning until I hit go live. And then all of a sudden, that's when the thoughts start coming. All right. Blessings, everybody. Have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow.